So, first off, I want to thank everybody that shows up for me on Substack. You guys have been great, and the attention that we've received and the outreach of love that we've received has been phenomenal. I have been on Substack while my show, UBU Live, has been on hiatus. So I have a 1 hour show. Well, we say it's a 1 hour show, but it has its own life, and it is its own entity. So it's called UBU Live, and the concept is that you can be whoever you are. Come join me on stage. I want to get to know you. And the reason why I wanted to develop that was because my neighbors happen to be uh, Republican. I happen to be Democrat, and we got along. And I was wondering why the rest of the world could not have a conversation without hating each other. Now they've since changed their mind. So let's be clear with that. They've since had a very rude awakening, but I believe that we do better when we can communicate with each other, and we understand each other better when we open our mouths and speak. Not when we text each other, not when we're keyboard warriors, but when we actually have open dialogue, not selling anything, not selling anything, just being good human beings. And being a good human being means that I have a very strong opinion on things, very strong, but doesn't mean that I don't appreciate your opinion. And so, in order for me to learn, I have to value your opinion or try to understand your opinion just as much as I understand mine. Because we can both be right, or we can both be wrong, or we can have something in the middle that we just both didn't understand. But once we start that conversation, that open dialogue, diverse minds, diverse thought patterns, diverse age groups, diverse um, upbringing, we learn to understand the human, the human experience more fully. Every day, I want to grow and become a better version of myself. And it's people like Gina Ballerin, Melissa Houston, Kinga Vida, um, my bestie, Aaron Gibson, which I texted you this morning and asked how you were doing, sunshine, and you haven't texted me back yet, but it's okay. Maybe it's because I added that sunshine in there. You're not in a sunshiny mood. Um, but these conversations have been life changing for me, for me. And if they've been life changing for me, you wouldn't believe the amount of feedback I receive from other people that say, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for not watering it down. Thank you for saying the quiet part out loud. This shit is fucked up. It is. And we're all conditioned, right? I think by our sorry. Sorry, mom over on the other side of the world in Austin. But we're all conditioned somehow to believe, oh, there's certain things that we keep in the house we don't share. Or there's certain things about you that you shouldn't tell everybody that. But the truth of the matter is, if you don't share how you're feeling, if you mask it and you only show the happy version of yourself, then people are following a false impression of what your reality is. And my reality is this: I am a phenomenal person with a great heart, with a giving spirit that has accomplished more than I ever even thought I could. I lead an abundant life, both financially and familiar family and with friendship and with networks. Um, I am in a moment where one piece, which is the financial part, is off. And it doesn't mean that I don't lead an abundant life. It means I need to get through this moment. And the moment has been more difficult than I want it to be. But last night I sat down while I was wallowing in my tears and I said, why me? And this voice echoed in the bathroom. That's where I was. I wasn't doing anything at the moment. I was washing my hands and looking at myself in the mirror. And just so that there's context there, right? Um, and I said, who else would I give this pain to? And I couldn't think of anyone that I wanted to switch and give this pain that I'm experiencing to. So I said, why not me? Why not me? So that why me wallowing stopped for a second. And there was a pride in my resilience. There was a reminder of my strength. There was a confidence that came out of that wallowing. And I woke up today with a completely different mindset. And if anyone follows me, you will notice that on the 3rd, I posted something saying, I can't take it. And on the 4th, I said, yesterday I posted this, and what I said was true. But today, this is the direction I'm going to take. So I allowed myself to be open, honest, and vulnerable with everyone out there. I gave you insight into my health, into my finances, things that I probably wouldn't have shared with my cousin 10 years ago because I'm not the only one going through it. And people always keep thinking, oh, this is not affecting me. You don't know when it's going to affect you. I was making $26 million a year 5 years ago. I've grown several businesses from 0 to 90 million to GodTube that's, still thriving and going to my own company. And then after COVID, I took a bet on myself. And I said, all right, let's try the consulting piece. And I had the 1 year with Celeb Luxury, which was fantastic. It was a year contract, and I accomplished more in that year than they expected and more than I expected. Because I recognize that I can walk into a business at this point in my life, scan the room, look at the data that's being provided, understand whether or not that data is telling the correct story, and revamp things in a concise, strategic way that takes the company from 0 to 1,000 within minutes. The company, Celeb Luxury, hired me to do a job. Within 4 months, I was pretty much done with what I had to do. The other 6 months, I spent growing the team that was there so that I can exit without any loss in production. Continuity was key. So it's not just about me coming into a business, it's about understanding what the business needs in that moment. And the beauty of what I've done is that I stay at a company, unless I own it, for 6 years. Because with what they say, when you're in a leadership position, you're changing every piece of that operation, or you're scaling every piece of the operation, or you're removing piece of the operation. After 6 years, if I have not found someone that can replace me, I haven't done my job right. And I love the building stage. I love when my sleeves are rolled up and I have a 18-hour day and my weekends are packed with, trying to figure out what next strategy we're gonna do. Kinga tells me all the time, "How does your mind work like that? You've released microdramas, you've released songs, you've created the newsletters, and then you're doing your podcast." And I say to her, "'Cause I like building. The building part is where I thrive." Um, with that said, I am doing a very specific thing. I am bringing my live show back. Are you crying? Did I make you cry, Kinga? She can't even hear me. I can't hear you anymore. I think you muted yourself. No, but it's okay. Just stay there. So January 18th, UBU Live is returning in full effect. What that means is this show, which airs every Sunday at 4 p.m., will return on January 18th. I have one guest for that hour that I will not share with anyone today, not even you, Kinga, um, that I'm super excited about. And I will tell you this. This is kind of funny. I was trying to figure out who I wanted as a guest, and I was a little bit apprehensive because I didn't know if this woman would accept my request because I we don't know each other. And I mustered up the conf mus muster. I came up with the confidence to send her an email that said, "I would love for you to be my first guest." She has the background, she has the voice, she has the mindset, and she has this different way of thinking about her journey than I think about mine. And I think having those 2 conjoin, I think we're aligned. I just think we're on different tracks, but we're still going in the same direction. Um, and I don't meet my guests until they come on. So my guest that's coming on the 18th, and I will announce it before the 18th because I will do promos and I will actually get her name out there as well. But right now I'm keeping it hush hush because for 2 reasons. Number 1, I want to keep it kind of under wraps. And number 2, it's annoying the hell out of Kinga because she's like, "You're not going to even tell me?" I'm like, "No." But it's fun. Um, Also on the flip side, I am I am needing, I am at a point where I've been looking for employment for a while, and I am not one to ask for things. I work hard for it. But through many of the people out there that are saying, looking at your bank account bill and looking at what you're putting out, why don't you go and enable paid subscriptions on Substack? So I love doing things for free. I do. That's my go-to. But when you're in a financial crunch and you're saying to yourself, um, how do I pay for the tools to create the products that I'm coming out with or keep my internet on? That's where we're at, people. Uh, I thank you, Lauren. Um, I it's best that I open up all channels of revenue for myself because right now I'm in survival mode and I'm used to being in thriving mode. mode, mode. So I'm not one to ask, I'm normally one to give, but in this moment, all you can say is no, and I'm good with that. I still want you to be a part of my world. I still want you to be a part of my journey. And I also understand because I have friends that also have subscription. Aaron, actually, who's a very good friend of mine, um, on TikTok, he has like a paid membership. I would love to be a paid member. I can't afford it right now. So I get that. We're all in that same little box. But just because you cannot give does not mean you can't support. And supporting means following me on YouTube, subscribing to my channel for free, um, sharing the posts that I have, letting me know what you like and what you don't like. Um, Asking if you can be a guest on my show because I am looking for guests that I've never had before. And I actually have two lined up. One, I think is going to happen in February. And that's based on something that that guest is doing. And so she will be on my show to talk about that. Never met her either, but we have communicated back and forth. But if you want to be a guest on the show, if you have a powerful story, if you have something that people can learn from, if you have an opinion about, well, there is no hate speech in my world, period, full stop. But we can talk about anything. And I will respect your opinion as long as your opinion does not infringe on human rights, full stop, period, women's rights, full stop, period, on any discrimination based on race, sexual orientation, gender. Those are the spots where I don't have a platform for you because hate does not live here. Love lives here. And so we can talk about our political differences. Mhm. And I need to preface it with this. We can talk about our political differences, but I want you to understand that Democrat versus Republican is not what we're seeing today. That's not a political difference that's happening right now. What's happening right now is good versus evil, right versus wrong, fraud, cheating, pedophilia, uh, discrimination, racism, devaluing the woman, basing a woman's effectiveness, if a woman's worth based on how she looks, based on how you can. I wish Kinga can talk right now because she has so much crap to say. I know it, but based upon, I'm going to use the word sexualizing, but that's not really the right word that I want. Objectifying her for her body. Is that right, Kinga? Is that right? Um, Having two different standards. You know, a man can sleep with 10 women in 6 months, and he's considered a stud. A woman can sleep with 10 men in a year, and you want to judge her for that same action, and that's not right. That's not right. Telling a woman what she can do with her body is not right. Um, so those are my perspectives. So no matter what you say about being a Republican, I do not defend a pedophile. No matter what you say about being a Republican, I do not defend a party that takes away healthcare for people who need it and sends the money elsewhere. So that's not a difference in political uh, assignments. That's a difference in integrity and ethics. So, with that said, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've just reached over 1,161 members. So before Christmas, I was under 1,000, and I've gained 300 subscribers after Christmas. I hit 1,000 subscribers on Christmas Day. Thank you guys. That's the day it happened. I'm over 100 subscribers on Substack, and I've only really been doing my Substack really, really intentionally since my show's been on hiatus. So a month, I believe it's out. This is the best show I've done. So the reason why this right now is great is because I can see Kinga and I feel like I'm speaking to somebody, but she's not interrupting me. She can't. So I told Kinga my next. So I'm also doing micro dramas, guys, and they are taking off as well. And I told Kinga that my next micro drama will be one of two things. The first one is she's madly in love with me. She's mad. She's like, "Oh my God." She's not really madly in love with me. That was a part of the microdrama. See, microdrama is fiction. Or her mother was madly in love with me and I'd become her stepdad. The funny part about that is if you watch like last two episodes of UVU Live, you will see the real joke in that whole thing because there's a real joke in there because neither would happen. I love you too, Kinga. This has been great. So, share my content, like my content, comment on my content. All of those things will help me gain traction, and I need it right now. Americo da Costa, are you busy? You want to come up? Or are you scared, Americo? Come on, come on. I'm going to invite you anyway. If you turn me down, then you turn me down. But the public will know you turned me down. So we'll see. We'll see if he joins. We'll see. We sent him the message. He said, "Let me go see if I can find my laptop." He's going to be in shock because, well, he's going to be in shock because Kinga is not saying anything. So he's going to try to speak to Kinga, and she's going to seem like she's rude. What? Oh! Oh! Oh!
You didn't think I would do it, did you?
I did not think you would do it. How's your new year, my friend?
Well, hold on. Let me turn off the mobile because we got the echo.
Oh, I sound good.
You do sound good. All right. Happy New Year, both of you. How you doing?
Ask Kinga how she's doing.
Kinga, how you doing?
Tell him, Kinga. See, Kinga is technically challenged. So whenever we go on, she either can't hear or she can't figure out how to turn her mic on. So right now she can hear us, but she can't speak. So look at her face. She's mad. So I just turned on for the first time the subscribe to my channel page. So like the paid subscription. Have you done that yet?
I didn't do that on Substack, but I did kick off the new year with a school community. Uh, so you're
Oh,
both welcome to join. It is free until I figure things out, and then I'll have a few tiers to kind of meet the needs of all people.
so
Those
wait, wait,
who
wait, wait. So what do you mean a school community on
so
Substack?
no, skool.com.
Oh, okay.
It's a platform on its own, and
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of it.
yeah, I dabbled with Substack, and when I compared that with School and a couple other options, School seemed to be the best place to plant my roots.
There you go. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Substack is doing well for me. Um, but I just turned on the paid, and I don't know if that's going to affect growth or if it's going to promote growth. But boy, I've been living without a job for way too long, and it's starting to look kind of anxious over here, to say the least.
All right. So without opening a wound, you don't have to answer this. How long has it been?
Since I've worked,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's a very difficult question to answer. So I will answer it this way: from 22 to 2023, I had a full gig for a year, a consulting gig. Um, and between 2023 and 2020, into 24, beginning of 2025, I had a very short consulting gig for about 4 to 5 months. So it took me through the last quarter of 2024 into 2025. And then after that, nothing. And
Yeah, I
so
tell you, it's the best worst secret that is being withheld to find it how you want it. This job market is atrocious, and it is not kind to us. I'm in a similar predicament, and I've just decided to build my own business because there's no point in banging my head. If something comes along, great, it comes along, but my momentum now is around building an ecosystem where I can help others have
good.
their voice amplified, be seen, be heard, be remembered. Remember, that was my mantra in 2025.
Absolutely. And that should continue to be your mantra. I
Mm.
mean, it's, you be you live, seen, heard, remembered. I know it. Um, it. They're aligned. The only we have several differences. We're not the same person, by any means. I happen to be a little bit more fiery. And America is very even, and I love that because you couldn't have two of me in a room. That's actually mean
No,
girl.
and what's the saying? Opposites attract, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We,
absolutely, because there's a balancing act there.
yeah.
Um,
And there's nothing wrong with disagreeing. We can agree to disagree and kind of just move on with our lives, right?
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I've never had a problem with you. Um, I actually support you in everything that you do, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, whatever you need.
Awesome.
Um,
Do we have Kinga back on audio?
no, try to fix your audio, Kinga. Now that we're talking, now you can play around and try to fix your audio. Do you want to come out and come back in? No, no one can hear you, Kinga. Do you want to come out and come back in? You can't do what? I can re-invite you back. Do you want to leave and try to come back in and see if that fixes it? Oh, Substack doesn't allow that? Okay. I don't know what that means. But I'll call you in a bit. Stay there though. Stay there. Um, so yeah, the job market, you're in Canada though, right?
I'm in Canada. Between the pandemic, between this AI movement, and now tariffs, Like, the 3 have just decimated the job market.
You know, you're the first person that has said that. You're the first person that said that. Hi, Michael Bolton. See, me and Michael Bolton have been friends for years. Um, and that's what I feel. My business closed in 2021 because of COVID. So it declined at the end of 2020.
Mhm.
But remember, it's called COVID-19. We started feeling the effects of constructed tariffs. I don't know if you remember this in September or October of 2019 against China. So the e-commerce industry, people felt less confident about buying. So we had a very soft Q4. And then in 2020, our supply chains were erratic. People were joining and they were leaving, joining, I'm sorry, opening and closing. So we made it all the way through 2020. And then the first quarter of 2021, there was nothing left. But no one has said before that 2020 has continued to bleed over into 2025, now 2026, because we never actually fully recovered
We
back.
never did recover. No.
And and then since then, it's just gone this way. And the hardest problem within America is my brother, my mom. I don't know if you read my stuff, but I had to block them all because they're for self healing, because they were. Why aren't you working? Why haven't you tried anything? And I'm sitting there going, are you joking? Do you think that I want to live the way I'm living? I mean, I'm still living in the same place. I still drive the same car, right? But I can't go to dinner. I can't. Uh, if I drive, I'm like questioning how much gas I'm spending. It's a mess. And living the way I'm living, I was living on fumes. Now I'm living on zero, which is why I went to the paid subscription on Substack. And I'm also very much single, and he is a terrorist. So, so someone said, "Oh, get a roommate," because I have a decent sized house, but he's not going to let anybody in, and I'm not getting rid of my dog, although occasionally I threaten them. They're going to
Yeah.
go on the streets. Um, so thank you for that, because I've been feeling insane about, like, why has it been since my business closed? Why has it been so difficult? And I have changed my resume. I've changed my profile on LinkedIn. I've thought about being more quiet about my views of the world.
Mhm.
Here's my struggle with that. I don't know if I'd want to work for a company that supports what's going on today. That's my struggle. And it's not that I'm saying, let me invite her back real quick. Um, it's not that I'm saying I would be resistant to it. I'm not resistant to other political views at all. But right now, we're at a constitutional crisis and a humanitarian crisis and a child protection crisis. And if people don't recognize that, I I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not asking for your views because I don't
Mhm.
want to put you in the middle of it. That's mine. And I'm standing on that side of history. I believe it's the right side of history. I believe time will tell, but I can only be me.
Yeah, and you know what? There are people who struggle with similar um, circumstances where they want their voice to be heard. They wanna be able to step on that soapbox, but they know the repercussions from their employers, from their circle of friends, family, they're reluctant to do so
Yeah,
because they'll be judged for being themselves and calling out what is vulnerabilities for others. You want to
absolutely.
be that voice, and I get it. We may sit on different sides of the political argument, but I commend you for bringing your voice onto a stage, and that's probably what's gotten you the following that you have today. Is because you're doing something what your community is thinking. You are their voice.
I appreciate that. I'm humbled by that. I don't recognize that all the time. I just recognized it, and I think I posted it when my numbers started, like, substantially growing, and I don't know if this will resonate with you, because a lot of people my brother said, "Why are you posting that?" It wasn't a brag, it was me feeling as if I had no value and wondering how I'm going to explain what I did for the last year, and then when I saw that I turned a hobby, something I was it was a hobby, into a following, I was like, I needed that. I needed that energy. I needed to say, "Look at what I've done, and imagine if I can do this with my hobby, what can I do with your business?" That's why I posted it. It wasn't to say I'm doing better than anyone else or, followers are followers. It could die next week, but it was something that I needed to feed my soul in that moment because my value was feeling less than. It was feeling less than. So that's all I have to say. So
So
how
I
did they
got it.
follow you in school, my friend?
Well, that's a great question. If you jump into school.com and you search for your stage, you will see my school community there. And I invite
My state?
no, if you go into school.com, my community is called Your Stage,
Okay, okay, okay. Got it.
and uh, I'd love to welcome whoever is willing to build this community with me. We will have fun. Those who have been manifesting going live in whatever variation, whether it is on camera, off camera, listen, we're going to have something for everyone. Um,
Nice. How is it different than LinkedIn and Substack in your view?
well, with LinkedIn and other social platforms, that's rented space. I'm creating a community that I can monetize and help educate, right? People who come, if they stick around for free, they're going to learn something. And it might be just an attestation. It's like, yep, I'm aligned. I'm in the right lane. What I'm hearing is is what I'm doing, so I can continue doing what I'm doing. Others
Absolutely.
are going to scratch their head and ponder. It's like, oh, that's new. That's a different way of looking at things. That's a different perspective on going live and how I can go live and how I can leverage going live for a business or personal brand and might consider, you know what? I'll buy a course or two. I'll invest a la carte, just buy what I need. And then there's going to be a tier where, hey, just be part of the community, be part of what we're building. Let's collaborate. And this isn't Americo's stage, this is our stage. And those who join as collaborating partners, we'll build programs and monetize together and share uh, our 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 skills with our community.
That sounds awesome. So are you gonna still be going live on Substack as well?
Oh, absolutely. That doesn't change, right?
Ok
That's still part of my personal brand. I just want a place that we can have private conversations, learning conversations that don't necessarily have to be broadcast each time. We'll talk about
Got it.
going live, but we'll do it in a classroom environment, in a more intimate environment, and really help others. Because this isn't about me beating my chest. Look at me, I'm going live. Listen to my message. This is about me wanting to help others have their message heard. Want to be able to kind of shift and slide over the soapbox here. Get on the soapbox. This is your soapbox. And don't be afraid because I'm going to be holding your hand while you're on this soapbox. And yeah, you might stumble and you might fall, but I'll be there to pick you up. And we'll look back and we'll learn what we did well and what we can do differently next time we go live.
I love that. I love it. And the biggest part of going live really is just doing it and having a coach there that can help you and guide you through that experience is perfect. Perfect. Anything you need from me, my friend, before we kick off?
Oh, we're kicking off. I thought we were just getting started.
Oh, no, we can talk
Okay,
forever. I
it's all
don't have a
good.
job, so so
Well,
how's everything else going? Like, first, going into my situation, so because I'm single, I don't have any help. Are Do you have a separate income coming into your home
oh,
or
I do not have a separate income coming into my
okay.
house. So I hit rock bottom way before the pandemic. I I had a broken marriage that was a result of substance abuse. I had lawyers take
On whose end?
my my ex
Okay.
had an addiction problem, which we tried to remedy and keep the family intact, and it didn't work out. So I fought for child custody, and you know I'm a man. Custody in the courts very difficult for me to get full custody, but I fought tooth and nail to keep my daughter out of the lifestyle that her mother was in, and gained full custody. We lost the house, we lost everything, and and then the pandemic came. So I've been at the bottom, and I've been trying to claw myself back up, and nobody really hears that side of my story because it's just the way. Maybe it's the way I was raised. You kind of keep that inside and you bottle it up. But that's part of my narrative. So
Yeah.
yeah, single income. I'm an empty.
Everything this year.
Yeah, I'm an empty nester. Well, I'm not an empty. My daughter's on her own. I'm living and supporting senior parents who are still with us, and they're putting a roof over my head until I can make enough to get on my own.
It is a mess.
Yeah,
It's a mess.
it's a hot mess.
And then I think that I'm a little bit older than you, but you went through the 2009 crisis as well, or
Yep.
did that not? So I've gone like this, and in 2009 I went like that, lost my home, both my cars, everything. Then went back up, and then COVID brought me back down, and then now we have this.
Yeah.
And it's almost like every 5 years, this country has taken us to the 98% down to 0, and then we've had to build it back up.
Hey, I love the comment you made around, was it New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? Hey, our friends in Europe are celebrating New Year's. Australia, it's already New Year's, but in here at home, we're still in the 1940s. That
Yeah,
I got a good chuckle out of that.
yeah, yeah, but it's true, and I I question, and you can say or you don't have to say, but are you guys on guard up there? Because this this man is threatening every single country out there. So are you
Well,
guys
remember,
tense?
he we haven't heard the word annexing for a couple of months, but one day it's he wants Canada, and then one day he just wants part of Canada. He wants the oil rich part of Canada, and you know, I try not to make this political, but I am surprised this administration did get a second mandate, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it is
I'm
what it
surprised
is.
about that too. Um, anyway, um, so what's more positive that's happening in your life? How is your 2026 coming in?
Well, 2026 is coming in full guns a blazing, and because the one goal I had set for myself is already in play was to start my community, and no putting it off, no procrastinating. We're going to we're, it's, we're live, we're active, we're looking to grow the community, and just like anything else, it's not perfect, but it will continuously get better, and we'll continuously celebrate the progression and the
Absolutely.
milestones. Right?
Yeah,
Anyone who is kind of sitting and digging their heels, well, it's got to be perfect before I launch. It's got to be perfect. Yeah, don't wait for perfection because it doesn't happen. Even when you get it to a place where you think it's perfect, you're going to look back 3 months, 6 months, a year, and it's like, oh, I can't believe how sloppy that was or how horrendous that looked. So just get her done. And listen, there's billions of people. Not everyone's going to see you fall on your face, and be grateful for those who reach out and offer help. I didn't recognize and realize how much philanthropy there is in the social landscape.
really.
It was humbling, especially in LinkedIn, because that's where I used to spend most of my time. I thought everyone was either out to try to pitch and sell you something, or other platforms kind of just nip at your heels. Listen, it's the saying, it's lonely on top. When people are critiquing you, that means you're doing something right, right? Yeah, you got to take that with a grain of salt and realize, hey, I'm onto something. Because if someone has an objection to what I'm saying, or has the will to critique what I'm saying, that means it's gaining awareness and it's getting the attention that you want.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
Absolutely. It's hard though. I actually am the worst social. First of all, I'm an introvert, and everyone gets surprised about that. Um, and I'm the worst social media person because I never look at my comments. Um, because I'm not trying to sell something. Like I'm not trying to sell. Like I'm not trying to sell anything. So I do respond to comments as they come in, but I'm not like really aggressive. Like some people respond to every single comment. Like, thank you, whatever, all that stuff. I don't.
no.
I don't have the time, actually, to
Well,
be honest with
here's a question for you. Why don't you sell something? You have a skill,
you.
right? There, the,
So so I tried to go on OnlyFans and they rejected me. Do you know I said that? I said that on TikTok and they banned me. It was so funny because I was like, "Why did they ban me?" And I'm like, "Oh, because I had said that joke." And I think that they took it, like, literally, and, like, I was trying to anyway, bad joke.
yep,
Um, what so I'm not I can push a business, I can push a sales team, I can do all of that stuff, but when it comes to, number 1, naming my price, I always undervalue it. The second part, which is really bad because I need money, is if you came to me and said, "Hey, I need this," and I could do it, and I could do it quickly, like in less than a day, I would say, "Here, just take it." And even if you tried to say, "Well, I'll pay you for it," I would be like, "No, no, no. I just took that out of my library. I had like if you like let's say you said, do a theme song for me. I have like for every song I've created, there are like 500 that never got released.
hmm
So if I took something out and said, "Okay, here, what genre do you want?" I wouldn't sell it. I would just give it to you. That's just in my nature. So What would I sell?
Well, let's talk about what do you think you could sell? You mentioned you mentioned music, prompt
I'm loving
engineer
my music right now.
y prompt engineering. Listen, I couldn't put a song together to save my life. I stumbled. Uh, Now, I am using the free version of Suno, so you don't get all the features no matter how good your prompting is. My latest, song that I put together for the launch of, my community,
Mhm.
by far my best piece of work, but there are people like me who can benefit from prompt engineering. You can put a guide together, sell a course. You mentioned you're an introvert. You know how the millions of introverts that would look up to you a day in the life. How do you make it through life as an introvert? And you can build a program around the introverted community. I
Right.
can. I'm gonna introduce you to someone once we get offline, who does that. She has a podcast. I had her as a guest on one of my shows,
I
and
think
her.
I might know that might be my first guest that's coming on.
Who do you have coming on?
I'm not gonna tell you, but it's a black lady.
Okay, then it is not the same person. Um, but anything that we might have an idea on, there's someone who might need what we're selling, what we're talking about. So
Yeah.
don't underestimate yourself on what you can do and what others might want from you. Worst, what's the worst that can happen? You're going to put it out there and you're going to be no better off because no one, it won't gain the traction that you thought it would. But
Right.
you got a decent following, and I'd lean into that heavily.
You should listen to my. I'm just gonna do this plug. I'm gonna send you a link on LinkedIn. It's just my playlist that I created. My last. So first of all, I've I've changed everything up. My belief is that you need to be 20 steps ahead of everyone else because by the time if I'm following you, by the time I catch up to you, you've already moved on to something else, right? So I've
Yeah.
never been a follower. And I took my Suno music and I have two artists now, Brixley and Big Willie. And so when I'm gonna send you the link, but their songs are like kind of back to back and they're old school. So you remember back in the day when someone would release a song and then someone would release like it'd be like a battle, right? So Brixley and Big Willie, they used to date, so they've broken up. So all their songs are like about their breakup, but in different perspectives. It's really, really good. Um, and it's consistent. So their voices are the same, their styles are the same, but all the music is different. And then I've started doing micro dramas. Do you know what those are?
No, share that.
So micro dramas. The first one I did is my real life origin story from 0 to 16. And it's really, really raw. So you have to be prepared for that because it's not pretty. And then the second microdrama I did is about our situation where we're like both starting off at the same time, and one of us goes in one direction, one goes in another direction, and they hate each other for different reasons, and then one becomes uh, think about single white female or fatal attraction, right? So because one is going in this direction and because they were like, let's say you and I were a team, right?
Yep.
And I decided we're not going to be a team anymore. And then I start going like this and you start going like that. This person starts to take over my life, like literally, like they take it over. And so microdrama is I do 10 episodes a season, and each episode is about 2 minutes long. So it gets people to wanna get to the next one. And reason why that's important is because YouTube wants to know how many people just stay and listen to your stuff. And so with my origin story, people have watched it from beginning to end, like 500 people for each episode. With the other one, I forget what the name of it is. I think it's called Not Your Voice, because someone takes over my voice through AI and do it, and the person does a deep fake, and they kind of ruin my reputation, and my family spirals out. Then it turns into, anyway, giving away too much. But I'll share it with you. You can certainly take a look. But I'm doing that now, and then narrate it, so it's not as much. Once you get the script down and your idea down, it's about then putting it into micro doses so that you can throw it out. So I'm doing that, and then my two artists, and they're going separately. So I have these three different type of content that I'm producing simultaneously, and I've done that while I've been on hiatus from my show. So
So can you monetize that? Look,
I probably can.
just think of what I've been doing for the last 45 minutes since I've joined. I've been lifting this cup of coffee. Look at the product placement. Imagine having a sponsor.
For Starbucks?
There you go. So don't be afraid to reach out. There are brands who do brand deals with
That's
micro
one of my
influencers.
episodes.
Right? Micro influencers have a place in this
Wait.
ecosystem.
How do you do a brand deal with micro influencers? Explain that.
No, you consider yourself a micro influencer and you reach out to brands. Like when people reach out to me now, and I'm going to go hard on it for 2026 because I used to share my stage for free with businesses. But how about an opportunity where I'll gladly promote your program in exchange? It could be free terms of service. It could be sponsorships. Hey, we got bills to pay.
Yeah,
We'd we'd love to promote your products, your services, your brand, and we'll gladly do it on a show. Here's what it's going to cost, and you can base your cost on viewership. Like there's different ways to price it. Like you get some good views on YouTube, but when you combine your viewership,
it's huge.
it's huge.
It's huge. I have. Do you know Curtis?
What's up?
Uh, Curtis, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Miracle. How are you doing, brother?
Fantastic. So to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, quick introduction there.
So I love Curtis Brooks, and I love what he's doing. And you and Curtis have uh, similar energies, I would say. Curtis is always telling me to calm down. And normally I listen to him except for one time. There was one time I'm like, no, I have to finish what I'm saying because I was mad. And he was like, I get you, but I wanted to get this point out, right? And so I knew he got me, but have you ever wanted the world to hear something? Like you're that mad, like this needs to stop. And so I've always felt bad about that, Curtis, and I need to tell you this because I never told. I apologize to you, I believe, about that before.
Man, you don't have to feel bad about that, brother.
But my daughter told me. My daughter said, um, "Yeah, I liked what you said, but I really felt bad for the guy you were talking to,"
Mm,
and I didn't recognize that until after she said it because when you're in the moment,
right.
you're in the moment, and I was to me, I was sounding passionate because nothing I try to do comes out of anger. Um, but I did cut Curtis off and said, "You're gonna let me finish what I'm saying."
Well,
Not
man,
not not
I think as men, we have to be able to take some things, man, and it's okay. I didn't lose any sleep over it. I promise you. Didn't Yeah, as men, we just have to be able to take some things, man, and just kind of just difference of opinion, or one person explains their passion, or is more passionate about the other thing, and so yeah, it's just kind of comes into territory, man. It's all good.
Hey,
absolutely.
didn't we just mention this not too long ago? Agree to disagree,
We
Hmm.
and
did.
and you move on.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Absolutely, but I will say this, you can't tell somebody who has a show called UBU Live not to be themselves. So, that's what I tell people
That's funny.
whenever they're coming on, like, it's gonna be you, and Shawn Michaels said hi to all of us,
Oh, hey, Sean.
and,
Hey, Sean.
Shawn came on the other day, and he said, "Oh, I wanna tell you this, Shawn, um, we should never go live again with you as a coach wearing a shirt that says failure,
Oh,
because
funny.
the way that Substack clipped that in some of the, stills, I was like, "Who wrote this?" And then I went back and realized that Sean had like, I thought someone had spoofed us and said, that this guy was a failure, but no, he was wearing a shirt that said, "Oh,
That's fun.
Levi's.
That's
Levi
funny.
Levi should be playing." Um, but I love Michael, and his show today this morning was great. I know, but all you saw in the clip was the first part. That's why it was so that's what I'm pointing out, which I understood that it didn't just say failure. Um, but that was, like, how this Levi part is so prominent, and then this part said is not an option, so this is the part that showed up.
I I like how your camera is picking up Levi's because it's supposed to be in reverse order, right? Because you're facing the camera, but I'm reading it
Right, as it
from
is.
left as it is.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how it's picking it up, and
Not for
Well,
me, it's not. For
not
me,
for
it
you,
looks
it's not,
backwards.
but for us, it is.
yeah, yeah. Hey, what's the topic of discussion? You guys just kind of chatting or what?
I came on today
Mhm.
because I am broke.
Officially?
Oh, officially. 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 Like, I've been complaining about it for a while. Um, but yeah, man, I was running on fumes and now I'm running on 0.
Mm,
Um, and so I just changed I've never had any type of paid option on Substack. So
mm.
I changed that to be able to accept,
Right, right, right.
uh, a pledge. And if someone wants to do it, that's great. If you don't, that's great as
Mhm,
well.
mhm.
And then UBU Live is coming back January 18th.
Okay, good,
So
good.
I wanted to, broke yes, broke and bored. Um,
That's
but
like that's
UB
like that's like idle hands, man. Idle.
Hey, do you know what? I've been creative. I've been super creative, and I've been applying for jobs all day today.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Um,
Good.
and then wait, UB Live's coming back January 18th. I did the paid subscription. I was talking to Americo about, like, monetization and different sponsorships.
Mhm.
Uh, and Americo joined the live with Kinga and I, but Kinga's audio didn't work,
Okay.
so she kind of jumped off. But he was just explaining to me about sponsorships and
Mhm.
uh,
Micro
what am I?
influencers, like
Micro
you
influencers.
don't need a million
Mm.
followers, right? There are
I
brands
want
who,
them.
yeah, we want them, but they're
Hey,
for the most part, for
hey,
the most
Miracle.
part, yeah,
I'm
man.
curious. So for something like that, do you actually start promoting the brand yourself, or do you reach out to them first? And whereas if you don't have a lot of, whether it be micro or macro or whatever if you don't have a ton of followers, or if you have just the minimum amount of followers, do you reach out to them first? Or do you start kind of just, hey, you know what? I'm going to promote this to let them know. I'm going to start promoting this product to let them know that I am interested in promoting their product. How would you go about that?
So I will reach out.
Okay.
If someone visits my profile, we're not connected, and I see alignment in the brand or the usage
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
services,
Hmm.
I'll reach out. And
Okay.
I did it very casually in 2025. I'll do it with
Hmm.
more purpose and intent in 2026.
Hmm.
Um, but there are brands who will agree, and there are those who will put you in no worse a position. They'll say no, we're not interested, or not at this time, and you're no worse for wear, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. So
I've been saying
definitely.
Tom Ford the whole time because I do wear all their glasses, and I do change up my glasses all the time. So I have them in black, white, and then the big ones, and then the
Hmm.
sunglasses.
So
I've
there's
had them sponsor me just to give me new glasses because my
so when you consider the community that I launched yesterday, your stage, I want to be able to provide modules, and this is a great example and a great opportunity to collaborate. Micro influencers, how do we get those product placement and the brand deals?
Hmm.
And let's build something within the community that I launched, so that others similar to us who are interested in acquiring brand deals.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, I'm not saying that I'm the guru of brand deals,
Right. Right.
but I want to invite people who are, and I want to be able to collaborate and give them a piece of my stage and share that stage with them, so that they can help those who are part of the community
Hmm.
make some money, right?
Hmm.
And that's the whole thing with community. We hear so often people say it takes a village. It takes a village.
So.
Well, sure. I am not going to launch a community and beat my chest and say I know everything. I'm the furthest person from who's capable or able to say I know everything. We
Mm.
we don't. Uh, but if you know something about brand deals, listen. Join me on school. Let's build a program. Let's build something. Let's bring your knowledge to the community. And if we can monetize it and help others get in front of the brands and get in front of the product placement, even if it's free swag, if that's your thing and you want to be able to fulfill your wardrobe or your lifestyle with glasses, hats, clothing,
I need money, my
right?
friend. Like
Hey,
like like Tom Ford, yes, they can get me new
w- w-
glasses because
w-
but that would be the first part of it. Then there would be like a monthly thing.
so
Um,
so back to you. Let's take you be you as an example.
can I ask you a question though before we go to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go back to school.
Okay.
So I think that this would be a very interesting, and I'd be willing to do it, topic between me, you, and Curtis, and I'll do it for like just to help grab some cool people to school for you. I
Now,
don't have
if we're gonna help, we're gonna help each other equally.
okay,
This
but this topic itself could be a really great topic, going in depth, not here on Substack because it's free, but if I'm questioning it and I have the followers, and if Curtis is questioning it, and I would guess that the three of us are in three different stages of our growth. Like we have three different follower like sets of followers. Um, but we all do it every day. I'm just as in the dark about this as Curtis seems like he is.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, and I think it will be interesting because we already have a rhythm. We know what we're doing. We're comfortable going live. But when it comes to the sponsorship, I think that would be a great conversation in your community at school.
all right. Sounds like we have a mutual agreement. We will corner the sponsorship market, or not market. We'll corner the sponsorship agenda and content, and we'll make it exclusively ours. And whatever comes out of it, we'll we'll split it. We'll take this conversation offline.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's a good
Yeah,
idea to offline. Yeah.
yeah, but
Fantastic.
let's do it, and then we can also be Curtis and I can also and you, of course, America, but this has been guided by you. But we can also be the test subjects and say, "Look, we did this brainstorming. America led it. Look at what we've done in
Yeah,
90 years."
we're building a brand in public. We're building in real time.
Mhm.
So anyone who's manifesting and waiting for that perfect moment, we are going to be the social proof that it can be done, and we're going to show it step by
Curtis, are you
step.
down?
You down, Curtis?
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a great idea. Like it.
Fantastic.
I like it.
I
All right.
I don't wanna be the I don't wanna be, the Debbie Downer or anything like that, but I'm very specific on who I share the stage with.
Hmm.
So I just wanna make sure that that's understood.
Right.
I can read between the tea leaves.
It's fine. I just like yes. I'm very specific, and there's no anger involved or anything. It's just I just yes.
Yeah. And that's why, this entire community will have its own verticals, bring in its own subject matters, and collaborations based on unique placements.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Now
Sean sounds curious, so
back
we
to
might
you,
have just come on, America. We have so much support. The one thing I love about LinkedIn is the same thing that I don't love about it. And that is, I love the fact that LinkedIn has created such a tight knit community. So all of us um, can call upon each other. Most of us will respond. What I am trying to shy away from is the fact that when you go on people's shows, it's always the same people. So in 2025, I am disconnecting. So Curtis will not be on my UBU live show this year.
Oh,
He'll be on this, but he's been on 3 times, and then he also goes on other people's shows. And so I want to keep it special. And maybe once a year, Curtis will do something together, right? But it'll be like on school, or it'll be
mhm,
on Substack. But the
mhm, mhm.
UBU Live platform, I'm looking for new, interesting, never been interviewed before, um, and I'm bringing fresh eyes to my show. The reason why I did that is I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? But I met Curtis and I was like, "Oh, let's do it." And the next thing I knew, like everyone was like, "Oh, we love Curtis." I'm like, "Okay, good. I love it. Great." But he was everywhere, and then every time I got a guest, they would just all of a sudden people that I didn't know from like the man on the moon were all of a sudden guests everywhere. And so that kind of waters down the the programming if America is on everyone's show.
it it waters it down if it's the same group of people, the same guests, the same audience, and you're kind of taking it like a road show, and you're just parking yourself in different communities with the same people. I totally get what you're saying in the vibe. Um, there was a point in 2025 where I kind of felt similar, and it wasn't the fact that I disliked people who were showing up, but I wanted people to show up organically, and I
Yeah,
intentionally didn't invite people to attend. Like if you follow and if you like the guests or you like the subject matter that's going to be discussed, you will come
yeah.
and you will be part of the conversation live. Uh, I also lean in really heavily into replays and repurposing the content. So I think there's a tremendous untapped potential and evergreen content that can come out of a live event that drives viewers to the replays.
Yeah, I was just gonna say to America, I think, even though we might be looking for or just a variety of different guests, or not so much guests, but just audience members as well, rather
Mhm.
than just a audience that shows up, which is great. It's
Yeah,
always great to have someone show up. It's always nice. But I found out that more people are watching a replay that did not show up
yeah,
during the broadcast. And so I might initially look at, when I was doing a LinkedIn Live, my show on LinkedIn Live, I might just say, just initially look at maybe 57 views or something like that. But within a week's time, it'd be well over 100 or 200 views.
Yeah.
And these are people who, obviously did not show up during the broadcast, or
yeah.
they'll watch
It
the
will happen.
replay.
It
Yeah,
will
yeah.
happen, and if you monitor the watch time and the duration,
Hmm.
yes, not everyone's gonna sit down and listen to you talk
Yeah,
for an hour, but
absolutely.
when you compare it to what people do doom scrolling, where the average is now 1.8 seconds, and if you're getting 4 to 5 minutes out of someone,
Hmm.
you've, like you've got more attention than your written content would ever get, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to get through to those who are reluctant on going live. It's like, well, you know what? It's a lot of time, effort, and energy. It's like, yeah, but you're building trust, and what better way to build trust than through conversation? And to have that conversation in real time, you're going to captivate the audience who show up. You're going to be able to answer those questions,
Mm,
and then you take that conversation. You now have social proof as to what happened during that conversation, and then meet those people who consume content through short form, long form, shorts, whatever other ways they consume their content.
mm.
It's definitely a strategy that people don't engineer enough. Um, I'd like to change that.
But I just, real quick here, Bill. I
Hey, can you guys
think.
keep talking while I run to the restroom? I'll be 5
Yeah, man.
seconds. I won't wash my hands.
Please do.
uh, let me maybe lose my train of thought there. I know what I was going to say. Interesting enough, man, because I think that, a lot of times, as you're trying to persuade people that, hey, this is a better idea to promote what you're doing, your business, your ideas, to go to go live, using video. And what I found out is that, uh, a lot of times you have to be that person who who has succeeded before they come on, because it's hard to get them on the ground level, or at least what they may think, because it's just how their own personal view. They might say, oh, this guy is successful, or he's not, or he's pulling my leg, again, obviously, different perspectives. Yes, baby girl. Okay, okay, give me 1 second, baby girl. So yeah, so obviously different views, but my point in saying what I'm trying to make here is that I think a lot of times people are just waiting for us to be, or you or anyone else that's, talking to them about video, is for you to be super uber successful. And then now you're out of the ballpark, or at least out of range for them to come on. At least, if there's going to be any kind of financial, uh, financial, if they're going to have to pay for the services or something like that. Now you've gotten super successful, and you know your worth, and now it completely becomes out of range for them now.
Right.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
It does make sense, and that's why we need to demystify, because
Mhm, mhm,
we hear people talking about people want authenticity. Be your authentic self.
mhm, mhm.
And yet people sit back and wait for that polished, perfect placement, and by the time they're ready, they they may have no
Missed
longer
the window.
afford the help that they need,
What?
because the people that they were
Mm.
watching and getting ready for, they can no longer afford to get that help or the support.
But you know, in truth, America, I don't think a lot of people know how to be their authentic selves, brother. I think that I think a lot of people have, just there's a disconnect there. What role do I play? Who am I online? Who am I on screen where it looks like I'm talking to myself, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, and so I think a lot of times people have a challenge with being authentic. What is that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I
And so
totally I support
yeah.
1,000% what you're saying. Authenticity is often spoken about,
Mhm, mhm.
hard to articulate.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
we
Ab
have a tendency, and it's human nature, we have a tendency to want to deliver what we think others
Mhm.
need to see from us.
Yeah, yeah.
And authenticity can often be um, pointed out as being fake when someone's too polished, overproduced, and
Well,
it's not
because
it's not easy being yourself when there's so many eyes and people just get consumed.
mhm, mhm.
What are others going to think? How is this going to be looked at? How is this going to be
Right, right,
judged?
right.
So I agree with both of you because there's no way to be 100% authentic in front of your audience.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
that's difficult because you're you're always looking to you have your initial thought,
Mhm.
Mm,
and then you have to say to yourself, what message do I want to deliver?
Yep.
mm,
So my thoughts never change.
mm,
My thoughts never change because I am who I am. But how I'm going to deliver it will change depending upon my audience and also depending upon the platform. For instance, on Substack, I am way more loose than I could be on LinkedIn.
mm,
And then the day that I was talking about me and Curtis, that was 100% Curtis, leave me alone. Let me finish this. That was
Yeah.
me. The challenge that I have is that my normal vibe is that of an introvert. So I'm that kid that never spoke in class or was the last to be picked on on a sporting event or kind of step back, because I didn't want people to see me. The fact that I can go on live and muster up the confidence
money.
to do this on a regular basis and make it seem easy. Um, I don't think it's inauthentic. I think that there could be there's both inside of me. And at the core, I'm always going to be who I am. The danger is when people call authenticity actually unedited imposter. With Curtis, that was an unedited impulse, right? But that was also how I was feeling in that moment.
Mhm, mhm.
And I would not take that moment back because what I said was so powerful that people needed to hear it.
Right, 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 right.
Um, However, on my show, there have been times where I wanted to tell a guest to leave because, well, that's me. But I didn't. You just roll with it and you're gracious and you're not saying everything that you want to say because you understand that that conversation is now over. But I don't think I struggle. I think in 2025, I did not struggle with authenticity. I was
No,
able to
I
share.
I don't think you did, and in fact, you're a great example. The closer you drew yourself to being your authentic self, the
Yeah,
you you were faced with resistance, you were faced with, you know, d you were being judged differently from those who sat on opposing sides of your authenticity,
absolutely.
and that's fine,
But
right?
people, but This is what I will say, because I'm a business guy. So I'm looking at the numbers constantly. There have been a few times where I've gone on my soapbox and said how I really feel. And my followers have dropped in that moment down by 3. That's the most I've ever seen a drop. That was directly after I said something.
Mhm.
But then within a week, it increased by 100.
Yeah,
So,
and those ebbs and flows are healthy.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that natural attrition, those who don't align with you, it's like that's fine. You won't be able to appease everyone and meet the needs of everyone. Some
absolutely.
people we're going to rub them the wrong way, or our message may be too aggressive or too salesy, too pitchy, however you want to define it. I see that quite often. I'll send an email blast and some people stick around and I'll lose some subscribers off of my email list. That's great. There was never any intention that they were going to be customers. And the same thing with social following. You're going to lose some followers based on something you say, but you're going to gain the right follower
And respect.
and respect from having said that same thing. So I I I encourage anyone who sees that dip, don't lose any sleep over it. Because it's not worth letting that kind of activity rent space in our heads.
Are you sharing your clips everywhere? So,
Am I am
yeah,
I sharing my clips everywhere? I will share right now. Geez,
you're popular.
I will share my clips on YouTube uh, and Instagram, as well as Substack. Not all of them will make it to LinkedIn, but I will try to shuffle and juggle them around.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Have you tried, and Curtis, this is for you too. Curtis, do you write articles? No,
Yep.
he doesn't.
We lost your audio.
I think he's muted his daughter. Um, so,
Can you hear me now?
on, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, I do. I like articles a lot actually, but I haven't written one in a while though.
So Substack just, I don't know if it's always been there. I just found it.
Mhm.
But they take your articles and now they turn it into a video
Hmm.
and you can add an AI voice. So the last 2 days, I've taken my articles and then taken the first paragraph or the most pivotal paragraph, turn that into a video. And basically it's just a narration of that part. And then I've uploaded that portion of the article to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and then said, click here for the full article.
Yeah, it's amazing what Substack provides to its community members, and
Absolutely.
you can now. I learned it's probably been there, and I just overlooked it. But you can now generate AI AI images. If you're writing just a written post
Mhm.
and you enter a prompt, hey, give me a picture that reflects this article, and you cut an excerpt from your article, it'll produce an image for you.
So when you do your images,
Yeah.
so if I have an article, this is Bill today.
Hmm.
I have the exact same image on because it's the same article, but I
Yeah.
post it everywhere. Do,
Across
do,
all channels.
yeah.
Yeah.
However, I paste the article directly in to each channel
Yeah.
on its own. So it's not like I'm not pushing Substack articles over to Facebook. It's a Facebook article.
Yeah. So
Um,
I will use the same artwork or graphics so that the experience is seamless.
absolutely.
I will from time to time alter the verbiage so that it speaks to the audience in which platform I'm sharing. And then other instances, I will leave it as it's written. So if I'm writing about Substack, and I'll just take that same message and mention Substack in a LinkedIn article. here's what's happening in my Substack community, and I'll do the same both ways.
Okay. Well, that's all for me, guys.
All right.
Sean Michael told me that I talk too much. Everyone told me that.
It was a good chat. Glad I came on.
It was. It wasn't that hard either, right?
No, it wasn't hard at all. I was close by to my laptop. I prefer to jump on my desktop, opposed to mobile. So thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, my friend.
Curtis and Bill will have a conversation. Let's continue this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've dropped the link. If anyone wants to join the community, feel free. Come be part of what we're building. And I'll send it in a private private chat as well.
I don't know how they work once the live is gone.
Yeah, I think the chat disappears after the live is gone.
But it's on your profile through Substack, right?
It is. I think I added it to my Substack already.
I think I seen it. I seen it earlier.
Let's verify that right now.
And everyone, like, comment, subscribe, and share to our Substack. I'm at William Rochelle everywhere, except for TikTok, where I'm at Bill Rochelle. But that's because I created it before I did the entire kind of William Rochelle is a brand.
You should do Bill. You should do William. You can call me Bill as a Substack page. William, you can call me Bill.
So is that a separate page?
No, I'm just saying you can create a separate community for that.
Oh, on Substack. Okay. I don't know any of this, so we need to talk too. I love you guys. I wish everyone complete success in 2026.
Absolutely,
let's leave
man.
all the drama behind us, and let's lift everybody we can up. Remember, Americo DaCosta, Curtis Brooks, William Rochelle, King of Vida, Coach Shawn Michael, Aaron Gibson, Joshua Lee.
Good luck on your job.
Jay Pasqua. Subscribe. We are bringing great content constantly. All of us come from a different direction, different mindset, but we have shared vision, shared love, shared desire to uplift everyone in the community. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm here to make myself better. But Miracle is telling me my bank account is reflecting.
I was just about to say, you change that language, brother. Change that language, man.
Philanthropy is great, but it only gets you so far.
Absolutely. So I've enabled the paid on my Substack for the first time today. So if anyone wants to pledge, remember, you're going to keep my lights on. You're going to keep my little StreamYard going, and my phone connected.
Those are essentials, man.
Here's food for thought. Those
I need food.
Those who want to join UBU live, they're welcome to join for free. Make your playlist on YouTube. Put it behind a paywall.
On YouTube?
On YouTube.
I can put that behind a paywall?
I believe you can.
Okay. I got a lot to dig into. I'm going to send you, because I honestly, if you have a minute just to put it on your TV and watch a couple of videos, my last few tracks, Brixley and Big Willie, are fantastic. And when you watch the microdrama, which you will one day, there's a twist at the end of This Is Not Your Voice. Remember, that's the podcast thing. On season 2. So I've already done 10 episodes for season 1, and now I have another 10 for season 2. So episode 20, there's a twist. That hasn't come out yet. And I may put that behind a paywall. Bye, everybody.
All right.
See you, man.